jump in to activities. As parents, we need to not just be spectators, but be the ones that are involved in kids' activities. Welcome to a new episode of the Eckert podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing parenting. So this episode is for all of you guys out there who are parents, how to create these memories that last a lifetime. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome to the show. I am Eva Eckert. I am a Polish immigrant with a big heart, strong accent, as you can hear, kick-ass husband, and two beautiful kids. I inspire women around the world to take bold actions towards their dreams, passions, and desires so their life become more meaningful and fulfilled. I believe that the badass superhero of your unique purpose is inside all of you, all of us, and we should share it with the world to make the world a better place. This show will help you finally discover the power of self-belief and self-motivation so we can stop making excuses and create the life you truly desire and deserve by being the best version of you. Tongue twister in the beginning, that's what happens, but welcome to the show, guys. This is happening to me constantly all the time, and this is just a great reminder to not wait for the perfect moment, not wait for becoming perfect, because certain things I think we won't jump. It's part of us. We can practice, like I'm practicing each time doing this podcast, these episodes, but the tongue twister happens for me all the time. And I think that's how my family has a good laugh every single day, because I just come up with some crazy words that I don't even understand. But anyway, let's dive deep into today's episode. So recently, we went to the Festival of Lights, and if you've never been to Riverside, California, you should definitely make this on your to-do list, on your checklist, the Mission Inn in Riverside. This is a really beautiful Spanish, I would say today spa and hotel that we're talking about from late 1800s. In late 1800s was open first to the guests, and today is on the list of historical hotels in America. Did you know that? If not, so you need to make this on your list. And usually, and the best time I think to come is during the Christmas, because the lights are just spectacular. That's like, New Year's Eve or visiting New York during Christmas is unforgettable because of all these decorations and these festival of lights and everything else that it's happening in New York. Is just magnificent. So this is the place, and I strongly recommend you to go there. But we went there just to see the lights, just to take a nice walk during the Christmas time. And we did not even know that there was an ice skating ring. And this ice skating ring was going to be connected exactly to how to make these deep moments, these memories, creating these memories. So the point of everything else that I'm going to be talking about this today and just making these points for you guys is to jump in to activities. As parents, we need to not just be spectators, but be the ones that are involved in kids' activities. If this means that you need to learn a new skill, that you need to jump over your fear, that you need to be a little bit braver and a little bit more crazy, that's what it's all about. So when we got to this ice skating ring, I saw all these people ice skating, and literally within the moments I thought about my childhood. And Ivanka, my daughter, grabbed my hand and say, "Mommy, let's go. And guys, I was so close to tell her, you go and do it by yourself. I don't know if you guys have these moments that as parents, and I am a very energetic parent. I work out, I eat healthy, but I don't know what it was. I was just so close to tell her this. And I'm like, no, this is how she's going to remember this for a lifetime, because I'm with her, because kids want your involvement. Think about when your kids, and if they are little, they want you always play in the playground, right? They want you always go inside the sandbox and play with them. They want hands-on. They want you to push the swing. They want you to swing on the swing. They want you to crawl on the floor. They want you with them. So always getting down to their position, their level, is the way to do it. So if the kids plays on the floor, go down on the floor, right? But here we are at this ring, and we are renting the skates because we didn't have the skates, and that was a rental, thank God. And for the first time in my life, I had not the figure skating skates. I had the other ones. And we sitting down on the bench, and I remember facing Ivanka, and it was, guys, like almost like time travel for me. Out of nowhere, I thought me and my grandpa, because my grandpa, when I was a little girl, he would take me everywhere. He would teach me all the sports. We're talking about soccer. We're talking about swimming. He taught me how to swim. He taught me how to ride a bike. He taught me how to ice skate. It was hands-on experience, because my grandpa was very active, and today he's 96 years old, and he's still active to the point that he leaves the house and he goes for walks still to this date. So the memory was so strong that I literally smell the air. It was like me seeing her, and I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what my grandpa did to me. We would sit in front of each other, and he would help me to put the skates on. And this is what I was doing to Ivanka, explaining to her how to tie the skates, how to do it correctly, how to get off the bench, how to walk so we will not fall off, and how to go onto the ring. It was like a deja vu, taking me back. It was so strong. It was so empowering. It was with such a message. Then don't be a spectator. Get involved. Be with them. Do it. Even if it causes you to fall on the ground, which I did many times. And my son and my husband were cracking up when they were standing and watching us. But after a few rounds, we got warmed up and we were able to ice skate, right? But think about these moments right now when you were a kid and something significant, something amazing happened. Usually it's connected to some activity. When you see your parents or your grandparents being involved, think of these moments, write them down. Do you do this right now with your kids? Are you being as involved with your kids as your parents and grandparents were? And the reason for it is because we live in a different era, right? We live in an era when there is social media, there are TVs, there are games, there is a lot of activity to be taught outside, but people became lazy and we check into more convenience. We go into playing games or putting virtual reality on our heads instead of going out there and become the real participants in real life when you can touch it, when you can smell it, when you can see it, when you can hear it. All the senses are supposed to be exposed, right? Because I'm telling you, when the wave was there, when I was putting her skates on her legs, I was like, she will never forget this moment of me grabbing her hand and skating with her around this ring. And as we were doing it, I never thought that this is such a difficult activity, Because as a little kid, Grandpa would hold my hand and he would say, sync with me with my skating. He would say, if I go right, you go right. If I go left, you go left. And then on the corners, he would do that crisscross with his skate. And then he would go really fast. He would lean forward and he would hold my hand. I was amazed how difficult activity this was. And this would allow me to appreciate everything that he's done with me even more. I'm like, that was sacrificed on him. That was just want to be with me and sharing what he's learned in his life. So guys, parents, if you've been sitting all the time during those games, I know that you take your kids and you guys go to soccer and you watch kids swimming in the pool and you watch them playing baseball and football and you watch them doing all kinds of other sports. And I'm not telling you to, like gymnastics, it's a hard sport, right? But find an activity that you can do it with your kid. Find something, like even, for instance, think about a soccer game. Nobody is asking you definitely to learn from A to Z about soccer games, but how about after the game, go and kick the ball, or maybe before to warm up, you and your kids. For 20 minutes, 30 minutes, go and practice with them. Don't just sit with your chairs on the corner and just watch the game. If you do this already, awesome. I'm super proud of you because your kid will remember this. Otherwise, he will be looking out at the coach and he will be picking out coach as the person of influence. And this actually brings a memory of the recent show that we've been watching just recently. We watched this show. Ivanka, what's the title?
Which one?
The Sheldon one.
What you just said.
Exactly. The Sheldon. It's a show about a little kid who is really smart, advanced. I mean, he is in high school with college with some, he is a little kid being in college, like 9 years old. And just recently in this episode, he was talking how one of the professors was the person of influence. Like one of the professors was the one that he can talk to, he can talk about, because the father has no interest period in his life. He just sits on the couch, drinks beer, and is not even involved in child's development, interests, activities. So we gotta really open our eyes and see where my kids' interests are, which directions are they going? Can I follow them? Because not necessarily they always have to follow you. Your kids can lead as well. So if your kid has an interest, maybe dive in. Like Ivanka started horseback riding. In the beginning, I was a little bit afraid. It took me a while to warm up. And this year I decided we're going to be riding more on horses. We're going to be learning about the horseback riding. We're going to dive a little bit deeper and take the time. So the kid can be a leader, you can be a leader, and together you can decide also on activities that you guys want to do. But it takes intention. It takes awareness. It takes self-awareness. And it takes the time to observe. So meaning it leading us from observation to slowing down so you can see. Slowing down so you can participate in the activity. Slowing down from your day. This is connecting to everything. Think about it. Because in order for you to slow down to see this, you need to maybe finish your job and your work earlier. Not coming home and dragging your work when there is enough time already of the day that you put the stuff in. There has to be cut out time. Maybe on the weekend, instead of being lazy and sitting on the couch and watching endless amount of Netflix, it's time to get out there. And even if you live in a snowy area where it's cold maybe right now, maybe it's time to do something fun in the snow. But we need to stop all making the excuses and remembering the rule 80-20. That 20% of what you're working on will give you 80% of the results. That means that probably if you working too much and you think, oh, I'm busy, this busy time is not going to make any difference. So finding out throughout the day the moments when you can give the undivided attention. And if you really don't have the time from Monday through Friday, maybe the weekend is the time that you can connect and do these things. So guys, I hope that this show give you some inspiration, that you're going to start seeing things differently, that you're going to start participating in being involved a little bit more in your kids' life so you can create these lasting memories. That it's not about, we don't want our kids to not remember us. We want them to remember us. And this is just the beginning of the year. So maybe in your goals this year, you should put a little bit more family time, more excursions, more activities, fun time. And this does not require a lot of money, guys. Like, I'm giving you another example. We train dogs, right? Ivanka is reading the book about dogs. Tyson is reading about book training dogs. We're going to go out there and they're going to be teaching us how to train the dogs because it's part of their home lifing. So look, we're just going out there and we just training with them. And that's where the fun begins. So I hope again that you found something cool in today's episode, that you feel inspired, that you're gonna be writing those memories from your childhood. What was it? What was fun? What was crazy? What crazy activities do your parents or grandparents did with you? Who was the person on influence in your life? And how do you wanna be the influential parent in your kid's life? So again, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. You can listen and watch here on Spotify. You can watch also on YouTube. And remember that the superhero is within you. You just need to rediscover it. Thank you guys for watching, and no excuses. Welcome to a new Eva. Cut.
Welcome to a new ever.
Warm heart, kick-ass husband, and cut.
Warm heart? I remember it.
I don't know.
Warm heart, strong accent, kick a husband, and 2 beautiful kids. Sharing mission to inspire women all around the world to...
I don't know. I can remember. More tea.
and